Greetings, I'm Sami Laakso from Snowdale Design, and I welcome you to the drawing stream for yet another drawing stream for Peacemakers Horrors of War. And just like in previous stream, I will be drawing a new horror card for the game. We'll take a look at that just a moment. Want to say that this was supposed to be a stream about development diary, but because we want to accompany that with a long post on both on GameFound as an update and on Board Game Geek as a one you can read through, and we didn't quite manage to make it completed. It turned out to be a lot longer than we anticipated first, so we're going to push that back a little bit for next week. And today I'm going to draw another picture illustration for yet another card for the game. And let's go here. And there's some. First, I can show you the card that we are going to do. So it's going to be this one. Welcome to the stream, Sir Spinner, Ville, and Bartek. And Sir Spinners are just before the stream glad to check on their computer that they realized that there's a stream coming. And yeah, as the title of the video, we are going to draw a card named Disorientation. And for Ville it sounds a little bit like Manual. And here you can see the card effect that this will have. I can take a look. This is the previous one we did in previous stream, compulsive hoarding. We did revert it a little, so the effect is the same as last time, but we did write it more shortly, so it's the same effect still. During the refresh, you draw one fewer card, you take all drawn resources, and it's ongoing, which means that it stays in play until it's fully resolved, in this case until the next refresh phase. So that's just wanted to show how it's a bit more streamlined, the text on the previous one. And this one is our days card. As you can see, it's for Nabo, the marble polecat, and called Disorientation. And it's also an ongoing card, so it will stay on the board until it's fully resolved. And this one will trigger the next time you travel, so it doesn't force you to travel or anything like that. But next time you do travel, meaning move on the board using a resource card, you have to roll the 12-sided die, and the full movement the card has, you do have to move in the shown direction. So you're a bit lost and disoriented, and once you do decide to move, you're not sure which direction it will be. And let's say, for example, this one. So any resource card you do use for this effect, you have to move the full amount. So might be bad idea to move with hurry up, for example, as you would be forced to move 3 spaces in basically a random direction. So might be safer to use a card with less travel icons, for example this one for just one. Or you can try to avoid moving for a while to avoid triggering the effect as well, but sooner or later you probably do need to move in a direction. So that's our card today, and I've collected some reference material but not started the illustration yet, so you're going to be able to follow the full process once again. And this time we don't even have a background unless I steal another one from Lands of Culture. But the idea is basically to have Nabo, the marble polecat, somewhat, well, disoriented. We'll see how we want to make it. But he does have the hat and the sword that are like his iconic things that we might try to play around with. Just like some interaction, like different orientation. He has the hat on his head, or whatever we think. Or he could, again, all the horror cards, the adventure should look a little bit horrified in some way or form. So we're going to see how that works. Ville says drunk Nabo. He's not going to be disoriented from drinking, because the theme is that you get horror cards by seeing units getting defeated. So basically it's always like mental damage to the adventure based on what happened on the battleground between the fighting forces. So with that being said, we can start with some rough sketches. Always want to start with some really rough ideas, seeing how it everything lines up, and then we can make a polish that sketch to a better one until we are ready to add color and all the details in the end. I do have the music a little bit louder than on streams where I talk a lot, simply because now you should be able to, as I'm going to concentrate more on drawing, and you can listen to the music, but you can let me know if the balance is still okay. But as with other drawing streams, there will be less talking and more concentrating on the drawing process. Having a map upside down could be something. Will says music is too low. We can increase it a little, as long as you can hear what I say when I say something. Yeah, looking at map might be too generic, like upside down. But even that is like, then you might think that the disorientation or confusion is from him not being able to read the map, but it should be like, again, mental damage from seeing horrific things happen, and so I'm not sure. And these horror cards also, we want to use abstract background, so there is not going to be a full-blown background. We can add some elements if we need, like a sign, if that helps convey the idea better, but there's not going to be fully illustrated backgrounds for the horrors, but rather they should evoke the mood that they are having. Maybe he's looking at signpost that points to many directions, looking at sky. And so just thinking that, just thinking how we could incorporate his sword and hat to the pose to make it more interesting. Maybe looking at ground at being lost. It could be a bit like something like this, and just hands hanging on the sides with one hand holding the sword and one hand having the having the hat by his side, and just. But this looks a bit more like defeated in a way rather than disoriented. Yeah, Kenji wants attention. Yeah, we don't want him to be looking defeated. Here's the guest star who tries to eat one of my hands. Or like not eat, but like use it like this. I need them for drawing. Here's a Kenji cam. And one thing we were also talking just before the stream, that on many we have some cards that force you to move immediately one way or another, but this doesn't force you to move, so I don't want to draw Nabo running like without idea where he goes, because this might be in front of you for a while until you decide to move. So it should be the situation before he moves, so he looks disoriented or confused and stuff. Vortex is maybe turning his head around looking for a way. We need animated cards. Yeah, that's the 1 million stretch goal that we have not revealed quite yet. So just looking one way while punch on the other direction. Maybe a bit were having the hat in his paws a bit. What we can play again is the ears, like he's really being afraid and stuff, instead of having a lot of not being determined and stuff. So not with his usual smirk. That's that we should at least avoid. Closed mode works better, I think. What about eyes up, head down? Feels disoriented. Eyes up, head down. Basically something like not exactly sure about. or even more down, not sure. Could look like, easily could look like a bit of begging. Should look a bit lost, definitely. Quite hunt. Yeah, this helps a lot that his hunt runs down. This is how Napo feels after he sees people actually liking the food poisoning soup. I'm thinking that it would also be fun if he like pulls his hat down in his head, but I'm not sure if that's disoriented. Let's see what other effects we have for Nabo, if one of them works for that. One is called Spy Suspect, and one is Tormented. Yeah, we can definitely use one of those where he's pulling the hat down, so we can use that for. Spinner says that is also showing being scared. Yeah, it's okay for all of them to show some form of like not disorientation, but feeling bad for seeing the units being defeated. So that way it's that should be fine if he feels a bit sad from the units being defeated, but mostly should be feeling disoriented, but it's not the easiest easiest emotion to convey. Yeah, just been googling. It's mostly people with one hand on their head scratching. We can definitely try that one as well. Two hands up. I'm just thinking that 2 hands up, this can be like too happy feeling, like because it's a mix of disorientation and sadness in this case. I love this pose. Should try to not look like he got hit on the head. Trying to think also what to do with the hat if there's only one hand. Like, it's weird if he's holding it like that, or should be like more like carrying it over here, or I guess you would take it with one hand like away from here and maybe hold it like this. Would make sense. But maybe more to the side, like more like here. I think we can give him a little bit of a neck. Still holding head or object in front of you conveys fear and uncertainty. Fear and insecurity. Yeah, like, let's try different one. Yeah, this one I like where he's holding it to his chest and yeah, but should be higher, I think. So we can I always tend to draw them too small first, but that's easy enough to fix. And I'm thinking of some swirly things on the background, which is like being a bit confused and stuff. We can work on that later. Not trying to do that, but no. No. New layer. It's not sketch 2, but yeah. Yeah, this note is looks a bit big right now. So we're going to make a new one that we can hopefully use to color. What do you think of him having this hand on his head and the sword still in that hand? Yeah, he usually has his hand like here on his back behind his hat. So he usually uses this, if only he uses it, but thinking like, why would he have it in his hand? Also, of course, it's more disoriented than with having it like that. Good try, but yeah, it would be somewhere over like this and pointing like this. Like I'm thinking like how you would scratch your head if you had it in your hand. Of course, we can change the orientation of his hand to have it like some other way, but even still, it's kind of weird to think that maybe it's better to him not have the sword in his hand, I think. making him actually look more like Nava before we start coloring, because in this phase it's way easier to do. Let's try us. I think this still new, where he has his mouth just a little open. I might like it more mouth open. Yeah, sure, Spinner agrees. Mouth open makes him look even more confused. And as for the background, I was thinking like we could do something like some waves of confusion. That's one idea, and another one is like some sort of this kind of thing going on. Yeah, I think this is even better. With different colors going on like this. Waves of confusion that we can see when people get confused. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I like it. We can also just see what would be a nice color scheme. Like, I don't want to use purple for everything. I want different colors on the waves, but like, what's the starting color? Kinda like red, or like pinkish. Pink would be quite fun. Rainbow waves. Yeah, we can see like it starts like this, and or like thinking maybe a spectrum between two colors, and it alters between them, or just changes slowly from one to another. So we can For example, let's see if this would be the final color. Like maybe this is, if the pinkish one is the yeah, let's make that, so that would be the inner color and this would be the last color. I can just make some tests. Let's turn those away too. This won't be shown on the card, but if we ever want to make anything else from this, it's not a lot of extra work to add. So let's make it like so. And if that is, let's make it a little bit bigger here. As well. Transition from pink to purple. Like the reddish or pinkish is lost now. Great capture. Looking good, loving it. Yeah, doing one color and then we can try a different one to see how it works. Because then it's easy to just switch the colors. When I have them in place. something like this, and then we can try different even changing both, we can try different colors. Yeah, let's make holographic. Like now Nabo is really confused when we make a card that does like this. and he's confused. You can also limit it to just this, not the inside but just the outside, for example. Yeah, but I think I like this color scheme already quite a lot, so we can see where it goes from there by starting to add colors to Nabo. To add some lines here, these can be whatever, just need to fill in the gaps, so I can use this as a layer to color in the insides. That should be fine. Yes. Let's start with this base color. It should be good place to start. Would be way faster than the previous one with all the different drops, which took ages to draw. Just Navo being confused. So these are here. Right there. And here as well. And yes. And what gears. Those and here we can fix a little. Let's see how it looks on the card itself. Yeah, I like it. Maybe we can move him just a little bit to the that's the way to the left. Yeah, just slightly. It's off center, but with the priority list here on the left, it can be a bit off center, I believe, but not. He's maybe too much. Yeah, and we can do some elements on top of things, so maybe just put his hand on top of the element here and we'll be fine. Yeah, like this. This is more. Just need to add a bit here, for example, to make this space less pink on this side, and it's fine. Yeah. I think we should still have a little bit of his body showing here. Yeah. Well, like so. Yep, I like it. I think we can move on to the other parts. Should his sword still be on his back? Yeah. Can make a nice addition. Turn those off so it's easier to see. Can be a little bit down here or so. Yep, I like it. Definitely a good call. You know, if you like those, I think they're fun. You like it, I love it. Great. Let's add some. Slight texture to the background. Just trying out if this would look interesting or not. I guess it's fun. Both are nice, fun little additions. Last time you said you didn't like visual effects on the cards. So one thing we like allow us to do is these kinds of like abstract effects on the background with cards that have abstract backgrounds. So I don't, but for example, I would not like a sweat drop on his because it's like actual sweat drop, but being an abstract figure like this is different, and that one we have used in some of our cards, like in Hands of Galzer. If you get the freezing card, you'll like there's a line, a shaky outline around the Gerida where he's like shivering. So that kind of stuff we do add to these kinds of cards sometimes. It can be a little bit busy with this, but I can tone it down as well. So instead of in full opacity, I can lower the opacity. But we can fiddle around with the background a little bit more when we are more finished with the color scheme of the character. So I just wanted to have somewhat final, even if it's not fully, as we can adjust our character's colors based on that. Do you want it to? It's always a bit again to deciding what should be the direction of the light, because it can be almost anything with these abstract backgrounds. Could be from behind, from the bizarre background, could be from the top. please play with the opacity of a little bit. They are too white. I guess you mean like these swirly things. Could make like some of them less white, might be good balance. Of having some of them less white and some more. Happy to pledge for the sleeves, don't want the cards to get damaged, they're too gorgeous for that. sorts of details. When I look at this card, back. Internet is being bad. Welcome. Welcome back. Top right of his head looks a little bit square because of the straight white line of his ear. Top right. Maybe that helps a little. Not sure if that is what you want. You can let me know if it's a problem still after a while when I'm done adding all the detailed strokes to better define his fur. Right now I'm not concentrating on single details, but adding the per detail right now. So let's move this one over. Over here. So we can actually see it properly. Just Bartek's saying his hand blends a bit with the top of his head, not sure where one ends and where the other starts. Yep, there's some separation, but I can definitely make it more so. One more swirl in background on the left under his arm for more symmetry. You mean like white swirl thing here? It's a little bit cramped, so I'm not sure if it would be definitely a little bit below this, and I'm not sure if we want that. We can try it later. I'm still adding some of this. I meant arm, hand. Sami, I like his pose, but should between his hand, arm, hand, and head not a little bit of the background? I'm not sure I follow. Should between his arm, hand, arm, like below the wrist, not a little bit of the background. Do you mean like moving his head is not elongated? I'm having sorry, but I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around what you mean. Small gap like here, I guess. I believe you think like here you should see the background or something. I'm thinking more like you can put the ear is like this shape here behind, so that's. But I can move this a little in the end to make it more natural. But it's a little bit of a confusing. Or now I don't want to make, because it involves of flattening some of the layers, and I still want to work with the layers, so I can make that adjustment later. You can remind me if I'm going to forget it. Adding a little bit more definition to the scarf. It's perfect already, just finished. Yeah, I'm really happy with this as well. Just some finishing touches, for example here, making the bit more defined his scarf. Now you can I can show how big of a difference it is to add the final layer I added right now and added everything. So this is the difference between adding all the extra details everywhere. Let's now combine those. So I was thinking of moving this just slightly, probably here. Turn that off. Yeah, I added a little bit of crazy red in his eye. Wanted to see how it looks, and I think looks fine. Looks great. So adjusting the if that was a good adjustment. Yes, perfection. Pose is amazing, got goosebumps. So this is I shortened basically this part a little because it's a little bit long, and that way I can move his head a little bit closer and hopefully make it needing less of the this space is hopefully less troublesome. Like this was a little bit long, and now it's just slightly adjusted like this. So should fix that problem. Yeah, it was yours and Bartek's critique. And then let's see if I want to bump up the colors just a tiny bit. Bring out bring out the colors, just hint. And let's see if the background is good as it is, or if we want to change it in any direction. Like here we could add a little bit of blue in the mix. Like it would still be mostly pink, but a bit blue, but maybe not. The other direction. A little bit less blue and more purple. But maybe we got it just right the first time, or we make this more subtle. Like that. Yeah, maybe just a hint. Or even less. Put like this. Just a little bit brighter to make him stand out from the background even more. I can make this just a little bit more clear where the hat ends and the other stuff begins. Just rounding his hat a little bit. Do we call that ready? Bartek says just translating what the spinner was trying to say. Yes, looks better now. So let's make save this. Here, so we again need two different ones. And over here, this is for Nabo, and it's disorientation. Yes. And then let's save it without the background. Oh, I want to save it with this one. Everything here, and then the like that. Then we take background away, add mask. that. And no white. And that's here. Now we have one for everything, and we're going to do that. Perfect. Now we have 2 layer styles. Can you send me this card signed? Just kidding. If you ask that once I actually have the cards on hand, I will send you one if you want. Now we're gonna save it again. As copy without layers. That one. And then we say just the elbow. And that's going to be top. Let's relink that one. Here. The same one. Here. Change it. Looks like we messed up still. Yeah. Saved to the wrong place, of course. That one. Then we save it even one more time. There. And update it here. Of course we need to save it like this. I'm off my game. Now we have it. Once it's kind enough to... Yes, now we have it a little bit more on the top there. And what did you say? I would still try another swirl on the left, maybe even as a layer bit over the adventure icons, but don't insist if you don't want. Bartek, I think the swirl should orient it in the direction he's looking. Then the swirls would be all around. Promo art deck is so. Yeah, currently I put them mostly where he's looking, but could maybe have one here, but it also could look a little bit busy. But should be easy enough to see how it would look. Like we can just check it here if we had, for example, this one. Oh no, we need to put it on top of everything. Just drop it there. Like here. Yeah. just it's white on. This is also quite bright box, so I would probably not put it top of the box. Like if we were to add it, I think it would look better below it. Like maybe it's fine here. So what do you think? Is it better with this extra swirl here or not? Like we could of course put it somewhere like down here, but that's way too down. That doesn't look good anymore. So this might be fine. You can also make it a little bit opaque so it doesn't get as much attention as these ones here. Sure. I think I like it. If it doesn't look like stench coming from his armpit. I think it doesn't. Yeah, I think it's better with that one. So let's make it like that and say one more time. So Spinner thinks it's too busy. It's on balancing between too busy and not too busy. Reduce the opacity a little bit more to make it less prominent. Just with the swirl, just without. I think if we make it faded out enough, it could work. Reduced the opacity a little bit more, so now it is there, but it doesn't require too much of your attention. I like it. Nabo definitely looks disoriented. Doesn't know what way to go. We need to see which way we are still looking for the final names for this card. So this might be Disorientation, might be Disoriented, might be something entirely different, but still meaning about the same. He's sweating, so maybe he is smelly. Yes. Why not? Of course. Why not? Of course. Lost in translation. Yeah, I'm happy how it turned out. And really, this was like the This is going to be probably the last drawing stream during the crowdfunding campaign, but it doesn't take too much effort for me to just whenever I draw some new cards to start the stream and share it with you. So if there's people search binary for of course for example wants to see more drawing streams, I can add them. Like when I draw some horror cards, I can add a stream for those. Like I'm sure this is better because of everyone's help who dropped feedback on the stream. So I definitely believe it's fun and good way to host these streams to make the art even better, even if it's spoils cards one by one. But you still don't know which order they come up in the game, and I hope you're going to at least would be true for me that I would forget them by the time I could actually get to play the game. So thank you for joining the stream. Again, Sir Spinner, Bartek and others for drawing yet another horror card for Peacemakers Horrors of War. The next stream will be on Monday, and it will, if we don't change our plans again, it will be about not developmental, but it will be a comparison stream about Dawn of Peacemakers and Peacemakers Horrors of War. I will go through all the different changes and compare the games side by side. So I hope to see some of you there. If not, you can always subscribe and see the videos and the streams after the fact as well. I think you giving us some feedback. I think you giving us some feedback, but feels even more special to receive our game reward or games. It was an honor. 31 to go or 30. Which date? Next week's Monday. For the Game Found campaign, I have stream every 4 days. So stream 3 days without the stream, then again a stream 3 days without the stream, then a new stream. So now it's Thursday, there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday without the stream, then there's Monday we have a stream, then it's again 3 days, and the next one from that will be Friday. So it's the 11th of this month is the next one, and the 15th is the next after that. You can also find the stream schedule on the Game Found campaign page. It still has this stream being the development diary, but I will try to update it still today. But the dates are correct, but just what is on the stream on that date is not exactly correct. And as for the numbers, we have 24 horror cards in total in the game, and then we have 10 for the promo, so we have 34 unique horror illustrations, out of which we have drawn 4. Jesus has drawn 2 for the promo pack, and now I have drawn 2 for the base game, so that makes 30 left. Bartek says, or at least draw yourself with music and record it to watch later. Yes, that's one way to do it. Also, nice background activity. Yeah, not much difference for me if I just record it. It might be even more work. Now I just open my broadcast software, click stream, and it's almost it. That's it. Instead of recording and then uploading it to YouTube later, so pretty much almost the same. But thank you for joining me. Enjoy the beautiful weather this weekend. Will be there upcoming Monday. It will be roughly the same time, I would guess, like plus minus 1 hour or so. So thanks for joining, and I see you next time. Bye.